this year, within the metastatic breast cancer track, we have a special educational session focusing on optimizing management for aging patients, i.e. older adults living with cancers, dealing with the emerging, expanding aging population. There are a lot of similarities between Asians and also European countries and territories with aging population, and taking Hong Kong as an example, with the city being the #1 city with the longest longevity. So in this session, we have a full house audience and featuring great speakers, including Professor Laura Biganzoli, who has been the ESMO Task Force on Elder Adults Care, and also she is part of the ESMO ZIOC, International Society of Geriatric Oncology Task Force Working Group, and also with her expertise in breast cancer as well as managing older adults living with breast cancer. So in this session, we also have Professor Hans Wilders, past president of the ZIOC and also part of the ESMO, actually sharing about introduction of geriatric oncology, which may be relatively new to some of the centers and cities or territories. So he gave the added value about using geriatric assessment in terms of comprehensive geriatric assessment and the practicality issues to bring it into the clinic, the different elements, the intersectionality, and also taking into account from frailty, fitness, personal values, leading to shared decision making. And then we have Laura actually presenting and sharing an overview of the systemic treatment of aging patients with metastatic breast cancer, from early drug treatment and also hormone treatment with different targeted agents in different clinical subtypes, with the majority hormone positive, HER2 negative disease, to triple negative, as well as HER2 positive disease. And then we have a concluding remarks by a very comprehensive review by Professor Seong-bi Kim from Asan Medical Center in Korea, also talking about the way forward, how to deal with toxicities and current data with regard to toxicities in older adults living with breast cancer with all this new drug treatment. We note that there are toxicities actually with chemotherapy, but there are actually further unmet needs and gaps to actually allow us to do more explorative, collaborative work and studies in order to study the added unmet needs of this particular population. And also whether there are actually better personalized treatment protocols, decentralized study design, clinical trial, targeting the broader population across sectors, across continents for this particular expanding population. So we are moving forward, and hopefully this is not the end, but just the end of the beginning, because in a month's time, in November, with the Senior Citizens Month, the International Society of Geriatric Oncology, the ZIOC, which comprises of many duplicate members from ESMO, we are also celebrating the 25th anniversary of the meeting, to be held in Ghent during 20th to the 22nd of November. So we hope we can bring together everyone, all the stakeholders, geriatricians, oncologists, surgeons, pathologists, medical oncologists or radiation oncologists, and the paramedics like nursing and also many other supporting staff to get together to co-create, co-construct, and to collaborate to further advance the better optimal management with aging patients living with metastatic breast cancer.
Well, today at ESMO we had a very interesting meeting discussing about the treatment of metastatic breast cancer patients in the older population. I focus my discussion on the treatment of patients with HR positive, HER2 negative breast cancer, since this is the major cancer type that we see in the older population. And so before entering in details, I want to acknowledge which were the major, I would say, problem and challenges we are facing to treating this population. First of all, the heterogeneity of the population. A second one, the fact that we have a very limited amount of data, especially in those patients who are considered unfit. I would like to make two points. The first one is regarding the treatment with CDK4/6 inhibitor that is proven to be efficacious and tolerable also in unfit patients. Secondly, biological therapy targeting the PI3K pathway do not have evidence in the non-unfit population of benefit, and the safety profile has to be closely monitored also in the fit ones. Third, oral SERD are very useful, in my opinion, in the treatment of older patients because are effective and with a reduced toxicity. 4 points, I would say 2, but I believe there are many issues that I have to cover. ADC have proved to be active and with a manageable safety profile in all the fit patients, but to have to provide more data on the safety on the older population who is unfit.